Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be making some bread. This is actually the first time that I'm making bread, and I have 6 ingredients in front of me. This recipe is for pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese bread, and I'm following this recipe from the back of this tapioca flour packaging. So it has a list of 6 ingredients and some instructions here. And I'm basically going to follow it and see how it goes. I have not done this prior to shooting this video, so whatever you see here is what it's going to be. So let's get started. So this recipe the reason why I decided to do it is because of how easy it was. And it only requires putting things in the blender, putting it in a muffin tin, and putting it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And that sounded too easy for me, so I decided to try it out. I've never made bread before. But yeah, the ingredient list is an egg, a large egg. I took it out of the fridge a couple hours back just to bring it around to room temperature. And I have cheese here. I have this block cheese. So this is Parmigiano Reggiano. I went ahead and blended it in the blender a couple minutes back. The recipe does require like grated cheese. I don't have that, but hopefully this cheese will substitute it properly. And it requires a pinch of salt, so I have some salt here and some milk. And also requires oil and also the tapioca flour itself. This is the star of the show. So let me go ahead and measure it and put it in. So I'm gonna go in what the recipe says. It requires 1 egg. Crack 1 egg inside. 1/4 cup of olive oil. So I don't have olive oil, but I have avocado oil, so it should work. Okay, that goes in. 2/3 cups of milk. This is about 2/3 cup of milk. So baking, one thing I know from watching a lot of YouTube is that things need to be precise, so I'm using a measuring cup here. And it says 1.5 cups of Bob's red meal tapioca flour. But you can use any kind of tapioca flour. This is just the brand in Warsaw, that's why they have it there. 1 cup here, 1/2 cup here. Then I have it measured here, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan Reggiano. So like this is Parmesan cheese, so put it in there. Last but not least, it's about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So just a pinch of salt here. Okay. So what I need to do right now is basically cover it and blend it. So I'm going to bring it to the blender. I'm going to blend it for a few minutes, and then we'll portion it out. So out of the blender, it looks something like that. So that was about 2 minutes of pulsing it through. I did scrape the sides off to get some of the flour and stuck on the side. And now comes the easy part. I forgot to say at the start to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I've done that while blending. So the next step is to get your muffin pan. So the recipe says this will make 12 rolls. This is like a muffin pan. This is a standard size muffin pan with like 12 muffin holes. And I have some, I'm going to use avocado oil to basically line the muffin pan with some oil so it doesn't stick too much. So the recipe does in the back does recommend using some spray. I don't have a spray, so I'm going to use a paper towel, dabble some oil, and to just basically give a nice shiny coat so that when it's done baking, it won't end up sticking to it. I have made muffins and baked muffins in the past, and they did stick if I didn't add the right amount of oil. Alright, everything is nice and oiled up right now, so the instruction says to fill it a little over halfway. So let me see. Okay, so I managed to only get about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 here, and I think so maybe it could be. It's either that my muffin pan is not the size that they want, or I might have missed something out. I think so. Let me check it out. Everything so right now I'm just going to get this last one to be more evenly distributed here. Hopefully this ends up well. So I'm just gonna, since I have some time before the oven starts, it's properly preheated, I'm just gonna like wipe off the excess here so it doesn't end up burning. This is a close-up shot of what it looks like right now. Alright, so now I'm gonna put this in the oven for 20 minutes and hopefully, fingers crossed, that it ends up well. Maybe if it doesn't end up well, it just at least tastes good. So while the bread is baking in the background, I thought I'll tell you a little bit about a backstory of how or when I first tried pão de queijo. I did try it in Brazil. So it was about 2 years ago. I was in Brazil in Recife for a kind of like internship program by Caesar. It's a tech company based locally there. And essentially I tried it during the first day at orientation. I didn't really like it the first time I tried it. I thought it was it tasted good. I love cheese. I didn't quite like the texture, but then there was a second time I ate it there was an event a week after, I think it was during the World Cup. So the World Cup was in that year and like was playing against Brazil, but they lost. Brazil lost that match, so that was pretty unfortunate. But I tried the bread again on that day itself, on the second time, and I liked it. I was genuinely surprised that I liked it. It was, I think the first time it was because I was eating it early in the morning and I didn't have much appetite and was feeling kind of homesick in the first few days there. So I think a week after when I tried that, I felt that wow, this thing is good. And it's like I ate it again towards the end of time throughout my time in Brazil. And since then I haven't tried it again since I came back here to the US. So when I got this a few weeks ago for a project that I'm still working on, I was surprised to see like I didn't know what pão de queijo was made out of. I didn't know it was made out of tapioca flour. But then I saw in the back of the packaging here, they had like easy Brazilian cheese bread. So I thought like, wow, I need to make that. So yeah, that's basically it, how I decided to make this Brazilian cheese bread here. But yeah, good story. Brazil was fun. And yeah, hopefully that turns out well. So before starting this video, I did do some Googling about like some recipes, and this is a legitimate recipe that this worked. But one thing I saw online that I think it makes sense right now is that they recommended a muffin tin pan. I think so this recipe is based on a smaller muffin tin pan. That's why I had this big muffin tin pan and it could not fit 12 like breads, you know? I couldn't fill it up there. So yeah, I think so that's why. And I did read that if you have it on a larger muffin tin pan, it does have a tendency to deflate. So the bread will deflate down. So we'll see how that goes out. And right now it's just maybe another 10 minutes. And yeah, I'll see you back soon. Oh, look at that. So I took it out. I don't know how to take it out. It looks fine. It's not totally deflated. Let me turn on my camera here. So as you can see here, it looks like that. That was in 20 minutes, one kind of deflated here. I was very, very surprised that it did not, I didn't expect it to look like that, but yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out how to get it out. I managed to fish one out by using a chopsticks here. I think so on the bottom at less. I think you need to add more grease into it. But yeah, let's give it a taste. I'm gonna put this aside. So inside it looks like that. It's kind of dense. Ooh, kind of stretchy. Ooh, let me try it out. Taste is there. I think the reason why they wanted grated cheese is that grated cheese does end up browning up, but my blended cheese was basically inside the dough. So it ends up being, it doesn't have that brown effect. It's like, I'll put a picture up on here on how it's supposed to look like, but it's supposed to have some browning outside. So I think so the shredded cheese does have that. Maybe in the future I'll do one of that with shredded cheese, but it does have the taste. I think so I need to add a little bit more salt, but otherwise, this is tasty. I would definitely recommend you try it out. Super good. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's quick video about my first bread making experience here. I don't know if this is what you call actual bread, but The name has pão de queijo, which is basically cheese bread in Portuguese. But yeah, if you reach to this point of the video, do give this video a thumbs up. It does help with the channel. And hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. I'll continue enjoying this bread here.